There we go. Welcome. Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Justin Phillips. I am very proud and privileged to be an ambassador Diamond with ASEA and part of founding Diamond in Australia and part of the founding of the Shine Bright team. It is a pleasure to be here tonight with all you wonderful folks. And tonight is our Tuesday night call where our fabulous community gets together and does some training and has some announcements. And we come together and improve ourselves on the journey of building our ASEA business and sharing these amazing molecules with everyone we choose to. So we have a couple of announcements today, which is pretty exciting. So I was speaking to the wonderful Tunde, who is being the customer service supervisor for Australia, and she has now been fully delegated to the Diamonds of Australia as the primary diamond support from ASEA, which is fantastic because she does a great job of looking after us. The other thing that's very exciting is when I was speaking to her today, I was notified that she, with the compensation, the reimbursements for the foreign transaction fees, if you would like to reimburse the foreign transaction fees, the process has been simplified. As long as it's under $25 Australian, you no longer need to send an email with the bank statement. All you need to do is get the order number, call associate support with the amount of the FX fee, and they will automatically reimburse it. It will help if you can provide the 4 last digits of your credit card or debit card, but that is a massive simplification of the fee reimbursement, because I'm aware that some people were as though sending their bank statement was a breach of privacy. So anyway, so that's great news, I think. Brilliant. Okay, another exciting announcement is we have some great improvements in the Singapore market. ASEA is obviously committed to never-ending constant improvement. And in the Singapore market, we have a tour coming up in April, so it's a great time to be building all of Asia, of course, but I'll be definitely going to Singapore. And within 30 days in the Singapore market, we will have 4 new dedicated customer support staff in Utah on the phone lines. And they are relatively new, so there'll be some training. I'm sure it'll take them a little bit, like it'll take them a couple of weeks to get over the top of that. But that is happening as we speak. So within 30 days, we'll have 4 dedicated support staff and a full-time supervisor in Utah for the Asian market. So that is a massive improvement there, which I'm very, very excited about. Also, they are replacing the distribution center for Singapore. And I know most of you are Australians and it doesn't really impact you, but as time goes on, you will start to build your business in other parts of the world. And this is a big deal for Singapore. So they're getting a completely new distribution center and courier system as well. Okay, so there's just some of the announcements. Another very important announcement is for those in Melbourne on the 16th of April, there is going to be an event with Danny Doyle. So that would be a great opportunity to take your folks along and listen to the amazing Danny Doyle and his story of recovery and success through the ASEA vehicle. So don't miss that one. And if you're not in Melbourne, make sure you reach out to your people that are in Melbourne and send them along to that event. Okay, fantastic. All right, so what we're going to do now is, are there any other diamonds or executives on the call that have events coming up that would like to share? Are there any events coming up in any areas or any other announcements from the executives or the diamonds that people need to know about? No. Nope. Okay, no worries. All right, well, so I missed the initial script, but I want to welcome you to the Shine Bright team training meeting where our growing ASEA family gathers and learns to develop our skills in furthering the mission of ASEA, which is to help hundreds and thousands of people around the world live a healthier life while achieving their own personal and financial aspirations and dreams. Many healthcare professionals are calling ASEA's products the greatest scientific breakthrough in health science, anti-aging, and athletic performance of our lifetime. That's a really important comment to learn off by heart. I found that a great piquing interest comment. They are saying the science discovery is as big as the discovery as penicillin and DNA. So the intention of this call is to support you to gain the maximum benefit from using ASEA's products and to empower you to share this extraordinary technology with the people in your life, making a living while making a difference. Please, we ask for your cooperation. Please do not record this call and not to distribute it to mass media or social media sites. This call is being recorded and will be posted to the Shine Bright Team Facebook community and the team support website, shinebrightteam.com/blog. For your benefit, we encourage you to invite all of your associates to the call, but it's not intended for the general public. Okay, so Adelaide was a fantastic event on Sunday. Melbourne was an amazing event on Saturday, and the previous Saturday was another great event in Hobart. So it's a very exciting time in ASEA. Lots of things are happening. I'm sure many of you are seeing some vast improvements in Genie as well as another announcement. You can now contact people through Facebook Messenger in Genie in the prospecting section. So that's coming ahead, leaps and bounds. Very exciting. All right, so now what I'd like to do is go through the training portion of tonight's call, and that is in regards to the DMO. So who, I'm sure, with a show of hands, anyone here find on a daily basis, sometimes you get distracted and find it difficult to stay on task? Yeah, everybody, right? Just about everybody. So look, so that's a human condition, right? Life's busy, and when we have a daily method of operation, it's a central point that we can come back to keep us on track. So you can find a template of the DMO. It is in the shinebrightteam.com, but I will also upload that to the Shine Bright Team Facebook community immediately after this call, if it's not already there. And I'm just going to briefly do a screen share of a very basic outline of a DMO template. So you can see there the quote from Jim Rohn: "Success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day." And you're going to hear it time and time again. It's the consistency that you practice in this business that will really is where you really see the success of the business. It's doing some time consistently every day. That's where people get the massive growth in their business. And now remembering that the business plan is a 3 to 5 year time frame to build a true asset, a true network marketing business that provides a residual income. It's a 3 to 5 year plan, being consistent. Now, whether that consistency is 30 minutes a day or an hour a day, a couple of hours or full time a day, it's every day. That's the key. So the daily method of operation is broken up into 2 areas, and one is personal growth activities. Now, where else can you get paid in your business? The primary activity to be working on yourself to make yourself a better person. Absolutely amazing, right? So this, my DMO that I'm going to use as an example is one that came from probably about 2.5 odd years ago. And my first personal growth activity was move for at least 15 minutes every day. Okay, not a big deal, right? So you print this out and you write in what's important to you. But just 15 minutes of movement every day was my goal at the time. To read a self-development book for at least 15 minutes, okay? And then to listen to 10 minutes of an inspiring podcast. And that would be or a charge-up call or a podcast like MLM Nation or something like that. Now, today, I would replace that with listen to at least 10 to 15, 20, 30 minutes if you can of the RI training system, because Clay Stevens has got a whole range of topics in the RI training system, and they are very, very inspirational and great for personal growth. Okay, does that make sense while I'm there? Has anyone got any questions or anything like clarity that you need on the personal growth activities? It's pretty simple, right? Now it could be 30 minutes of exercise. It could be, I want to swim 2Ks in the pool. It could be, I want to walk the dogs. I want to do some gardening every day. You know, whatever's like really important to you and is a personal growth activity, put it in there. You know, you might be studying from something else. You might be studying Landmark. You might be studying Tony Robbins or, you know, John C. Maxwell, like whatever it is, right? I would encourage to follow the system of RO training, because that is the standard system we're recommending in Shine Bright Team. But put your personal growth activities in there. And I would say to everyone, you know, make sure every day you're doing something to open your mind and grow your heart and your mind about where your life is going and what's happening. So another great example for the daily growth activities, and this is one that I do now, is that I have a daily affirmation statement. And that's actually about a page and a half in a Word document. And it's got exactly what I want to create in my life. It talks about the specific numbers in my business. It invokes every sense, sight, touch, smell, taste, feeling. And it's designed for my brain to become very familiar and to activate my reticular activating system, and to invoke my limbic system as well, to invoke happy hormones about what I'm creating. Okay. Another one could be a inspirational movie. And an inspirational movie is something we've been taught by Simon Chan. And you can either do like a Word doc or even like an Evernote note or a PowerPoint, and just drop in inspirational photos, drop in inspirational quotes, or a list of, the 20 things that make you happy. Or it could be quotes about leadership, or whatever it is. It could be badges, right? You go into the VO back office and you find, you might be reaching for bronze, and you put a bronze badge in your inspirational movie so you see it every day. You might put the criteria for being bronze in there, which is your 2 Director 300s and your 2,000 points on your lesser league, so that your brain's really seeing it every day and you're feeding your brain. Okay, it might be the Hawaiian prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you just do that every day and you say it. These things that you do every day, it could be a vision board, very, very important for your mindset and planting a seed for your heart and your mind. It could be meditating. Marion's just come on the call and reminded me, that could be a part of your daily commitment to your personal growth, doing, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour worth of meditation. Good to see you, Marion. Awesome event in Adelaide. You're a legend. All right. So that's some ideas for the personal growth activities for your DMO. Now, results-orientated business activities. So this is pretty key. You want to be specific here. There's a lot of different things that we could be doing for our business. This is the second half of it, results-orientated business activities. Now, the 3 income-producing activities in your business are connecting with people, building relationships, inviting them to have a look at some information, and doing a follow-up and collecting a decision that's right for them. That's it. They're the 3 income-producing activities. So definitely until you get some substantial ranks, and then you start training teams and all that sort of stuff, is you really want, in the early days, even if you've got team members coming on, you want to be using your upline, you want to be using Genie to be doing the training of team members. But your personal results-oriented is making relationships, inviting people to look at presentations, following up, and collecting a decision. So 2.5 years ago, my DMO was contact 1 person a day or 5 people a week. And honestly, I reckon that's pretty poor. Like, that is a seriously part-time business. I'm sure I was doing a lot more than that. But I think I've shared before that in my history, I've often set goals that were too high and I failed to achieve them, and that actually eroded my self-esteem. And now my advice is for people to set your goal so it's a stretch, but it's achievable, and to achieve it and tick it off, because that builds your self-esteem. And that's one of the most powerful things you can do in your life, is to consciously build your self-confidence, self-esteem. It can make a huge difference to how you live your life. Does that make sense? Yeah, all good. Fantastic. So that's probably why at that point in my life I set such a low standard. Now, Clay Stevens would suggest a minimum of 10 contacts a week. He says 10 to 12 contacts a week. If you're serious about building a business that's going to generate residual income, it's got to be 10 to 12. Simon Chan would be like 20 a day, so like 50 a week. So there's all different levels of engagement, completely fine. If you're trying to do this business on 30 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, look at ways to contact at least 10 people a week, right up to the 50 a week, okay? That's the kind of numbers you want to have in your head, depending on how quickly you want to achieve your goals. You want to follow up with at least 1 person every day, right? Follow-up was my biggest problem. I would encourage you to put follow-up as your number 1 result-oriented business activity. In the vast majority of the conversations I've had with people, follow-up is the biggest problem. So make it the first thing you do. Get it over and done with, right? And I would suggest follow up with all your existing leads, anyone that's engaged in any way. So these days, it's very easy to check if you're running your business through Genie, and I hope you all are starting to do that. You can track who's opened everything. And very soon, the action list in Genie is going to be reversed so that the most recent activity of any contact is what comes up first. But if you look at your priority list in Genie, that's what will come up. It's who's opened a link last. Who were you scheduled to call last or do a follow-up with? Okay, so use the prioritization list in Genie to look at who do you have to follow up immediately, like ASAP. So I'd also always encourage you to follow up within 48 hours after an event, and sooner the better, really, an event, a meeting of a person. So I was in Tassie. We stopped at a random Woolworths. I found a lady in a health food shop. She was lovely. I just started chatting. I was looking at this beautiful health food shop. It had a lot of stock, and it was as big as my old health food shop, and they were rare. I had a big shop with a lot of products, and it's just I was just reminiscing, and she was looking at me, and she was like, can I help you? And I was just, look, I'm just looking at your shop. It's a beautiful shop, and I know how much hard work goes into setting it up and making this. And we got chatting. Right there and then, I asked her if I would use. She gave me a card. We finished the shopping. I got in the car. I put it in Genie and sent the information. And then the email bounced, and I had difficulty hearing what the email that she gave me. Right. So I called her straight away, and she was like, "Wow, that's quick." And she was literally driving home. She'd shut the shop up. She was driving home, but she was impressed that it was quick. So I clarified the email and then sent it off, and she clicked on the links and checked everything out. And that all happened literally within about 3 hours of me meeting her. Okay, so follow-up is really, really critical. Contacting, set your number of contacts, and then you'd look at coaching downline or doing your education. I think education is super, super important as well. So that would be more your business education rather than your personal growth. So that might be looking at what is your rank-based training? What is the criteria you need to achieve to the next rank? Understanding the compensation plan, understanding the VO, making sure you're across the reports, that sort of stuff, okay? So that's some other ideas on business-oriented business activities. It could also, if you're not working online, it could be more like working offline. So you might be booking network marketing events. Make sure you attend, networking events. Make sure you attend 2 or 3 networking events. If you're not working online, you're probably going to have to do quite a bit of activity offline to generate that number of leads, okay? The right amount of leads. Okay, so that's a very basic DMO. So I'm hoping you're all taking notes of different ideas of what you want to create for yourself. We're all at different levels here. We're from associates right to diamonds. So I am going to talk about some more advanced DMOs as well. So another DMO might be to do 7 things every day. This one comes from Simon Chan, and it should only take 1 to 2 hours to do your 7 things, and that's 15 to 30 minutes of personal development every day. It could be a 3-5-5-3. This is really for Facebook and online recruiting. That would be 3 pieces of content posted on Facebook to generate and pique interest. Now, a lot of people don't use Facebook well, right? And the best people in network marketing in the world that are just smashing it, and I'm talking about enrolling 20 or 30 people a week off Facebook, they actually don't have on there what company they are. You never see the branding of what they do. It's all about attraction marketing. They provide so much value and good content that people want to know what they do. They see lifestyle pictures. They see pictures of different things that are going on. They hear stories. They might see testimonies and things like that, but there's no branding that's going on. So if you've got a SEA splashed all over your Facebook and you really want to work on your Facebook prospecting, consider reducing it and don't be trying to sell straight up. If you selling events and selling products. I am seeing some smart posts that people are putting up, which is more about You might have a story about pain. If you're interested, if you've got pain and that's an issue, contact me, PM me, and you talk about it in a private message, right? And you might even take that to a phone call or a video conference, but you don't want to be doing it on your main public page. Okay, you want to kind of be a bit more subtle about that so that you're building a lot of relationships through your Facebook page, but the actual back and forth discussing their needs and wants and desires and you offering a solution, that is that's in a private message. It's not on your main post. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, great. Fantastic. So also then, yeah, so your posts, you want to really look at in educating, inspiring, and entertaining. And who thinks that educating is the most important out of that one? Who thinks that inspiring is the most important? Who thinks that entertaining is the most important? Yeah, entertaining is the one that gets the most hits. True story, right? So yeah, I think inspiring and educating is really important too, but the statistics are entertaining actually drives more traffic. Okay, so think about ways you can entertain people. Do funny videos. Do funny videos of puppies or dogs or babies or funny stuff that happens in life. Share bloopers. Share stuff that you messed up on, and it shows your raw, authentic humanness. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be kind of professional. It can't be too much gutter humor or anything like that. But don't think it has to be perfect. People want to relate to other people. And if it's too perfect, they can't relate. Okay, so yeah, pretty interesting. Hey, entertaining, inspiring, and education. I would probably do it in that order. And also think about posting content inside our own groups and other groups and pages as well. So, you might join a group that talks about sore elbows. Now, I'm not saying like plaster a big picture of a new 28 in there, but I'm saying about posting funny stuff in there or entertaining things in there. And if you can work in, like you've used something to create a solution, great. But just start to build a following in other online groups. Okay, so like post cool quotes and cool pictures and entertaining stuff and inspiring stuff and education stuff. And then start to engage in conversation with people online. And then PM them if they have a problem and say, if I had something that could help you, would you like to take some information? So I'd like to take a look at some information, that sort of thing. Okay, so 3 pieces of content a day posted on Facebook, 5 new Facebook friends a day, 5 new Facebook friends a day. Okay, so that's Simon Chan's coaching to build a successful network marketing business, recruiting online. So it's like reaching out to people in groups that have similar interests. They're in similar groups, they like similar things, just reach out and friend them. And when I friend people, I'll send them a personal message. I won't just do a friend request. I will actually reach out and say, hey, I saw something on your timeline, looks really cool. I'd love to stay in touch, I'd love to friend you. Just try and make it a bit more personal. Don't just spam them with friend requests. If I get a lot of people friend requesting me, and the vast majority just get deleted. I'm not out to get heaps and heaps of friends. I'm out to get quality friends. Here's an interesting algorithm. A lot of people think if you got the most friends, you win. You are better off. Facebook shows content that Facebook deems to be valuable. So if you want your content shown to people, then it has to be valuable. People have to interact with it. They have to like it or do one of the funny emoticons to it. They have to share it or they have to comment on it. Okay, that's what makes your content valuable in the eyes of Facebook. So if you've got 5,000 friends and you're posting your stuff and none of them are looking at it, Facebook thinks it's rubbish. If you've got 1,000 friends and lots of them are commenting on it, Facebook will show that content to all of them all the time. That's the difference. Okay, so it's about you want friends that you're going to interact. That's more important. Does that make sense? Yeah, and I'm not a Facebook guru. I'm learning, just like everyone's learning. But yeah, that's really something to think about. start to engage on social media in a very different way. Sorry, yep, great to see you, Caroline. I'm just going to mute you there. Okay, so 5 invites a day. So that's looking through different groups, looking at friends. If friends are posting that, you know, they fell off their skateboard, took the skin off their knee, their dog's got a lump on it. You're in groups, say you got the sore elbow group and someone's posting about it's interrupting their tennis game, and you've had this back and forth and you're posting content in the group that's not about ASEA or selling at Redox or anything like that. It's about building relationships online, and you see them post something like that, then do a personal message out of the group, so it's a one-on-one with them, and you ask a question, they respond, you respond, you ask a question, it's a back and forth. They speak, you speak, they speak, you speak. And the great thing about that is with Messenger, you can do that 24 hours, 7 days a week, and you can do it globally. So it seriously opens up your marketplace. And, you know, like I feel uncomfortable texting people on a phone, like on their mobile phone, texting late at night, right? But Messenger, I'm happy to message 24 hours 7. Okay, so it's kind of like a different etiquette. And it's great because you can fit it in the time that suits you. It might be early in the morning, might be really late at night, might be at lunchtime, whatever works. Okay, so inviting people to look at a tool. So you do the private message, and then, you know, I would suggest the ad tag message strategy. So if I had something that could really help you, you know, would you look at some information? If you friend me, I can add you into another secret group. It's got over 11,000 members, all talking about this technology that helps them. I think it could really help your elbow. You know, you add them to the group, you tag them into the presentation, you tag them in like 3 odd testimonies or so, or it might be 2 testimonies of elbow situations and a scientific article about it, right? Now, the reason you're doing the tagging to the 4 things is because you want them to be looking at that content on that Renew with Redox page, and for Facebook to identify that they're engaging with that content. Therefore, Facebook will show the content of Renew with Redox on their newsfeed more often. The more you tag people, your prospects, on the Renew with Redox, and the more they look at it, the more Facebook will show Renew with Redox on their newsfeed. Is that cool? Isn't that freaking awesome? So what does that do? That's an automatic follow-up system for you. So remembering that sales today are kind of like 20 different touches. If they see 10 of those things on Facebook newsfeed on Renew with Redox, that's 10 touches you don't have to make. Okay, so it automates the process. So 5 invites a day to use a tool and do the talking. 5 follow-ups a day. Collect a decision that is right for them. Now, this is a great conversation we had in the RI training support group last night, and I think Stuart's on the call somewhere. He's awesome. And Stuart was saying he really is getting, it's about when you follow up, it's the intent that you have behind the following up. And a couple of questions you could use with the follow-up, it might be things like, do you have any more questions? You know, is there anything stopping you from getting started? You know, what's the next step you'd like to take? You know, they're soft closes. They're not like, do you want to buy today? You know, it's like gently moving them along the process. Now, is there anything stopping you from getting started is really, really good, because sometimes they might have to speak to their husband or their wife, or they might have to get paid this week so they've got the money and all of that sort of stuff. Or they might be, is this tested on animals? And, you know, and Renew 28's not, right? So none of the Renew Advanced products are. Unfortunately, ASEA, because it's an internal, it had to be. Okay, that's just a law. But not in Australia. If they ever ask, not in Australia, because it's a beverage, not a health benefit product as it is in the US. So, you know, so asking these questions, finding a follow-up and collecting a decision that's right for them. And that's also a conversation about what is right for them. How much do they need? What are they using the product for? Okay, what sort of result do they want to get? How soon do they want to get that? What's their budget like as far as how much product they can use? So just have a conversation about that. The more detached you can be in that conversation, the more powerful that conversation will be. Okay, and the more you can be of service to them, then the more they're going to be engaged in that conversation, feel safe, feel like they're not being sold to. You want to be their advocate. You really want to build relationships so that people feel that you're their trusted advisor. Does that make sense? So you want to be their trusted advisor. Always think of a win-win-win. You want them to win. You want yourself to win, and you want the organization, the company, and so forth. You want everyone to win. If anyone loses, it's not cool. It's not a sustainable sort of business. So yeah, so always look at the decision that's right for them. Okay, and then the fifth one is 3 presentations a day, send a tool or do an event. So that's Simon Chan's DMO of 3, 5, 5, 5, 3. 3 pieces of content posted on Facebook a day, 5 new Facebook friends a day, 5 invites a day, 5 follow-ups a day, and 3 presentations a day. Okay, so that's pretty serious, right? That's for a serious builder. So anyone that's got that sort of commitment and time, go for it. That will build things quick. Okay, Stuart? Right. Right. So 5 essentials, 5 essential presentations and events to promote and attend. So this is another thing that you might want to think about your DMO, like as a business, results-oriented business activity. We do need to be promoters. We need to promote events. And we've just had a whole bunch of events, and it's reminded me of the importance of events. There's nothing like a really good live event where people are like wowed with the community. So there's on-demand presentations, which is in the Renew with Redox. There's the Facebook page. There's that 15-minute presentation. There's the recorded ones on the Renew with Redox. And also there's the recorded ones on the ASEA Diamonds Facebook page, the ASEADiamonds.com. So they're all recorded now, which is the expert in the house. There's the weekly presentations, which is at 8 o'clock tonight at Brisbane time. It is a live video conference, and that's really great. And you can invite people over to your house to actually be a part of watching it, right? Which is great. And Dave and Cheryl and Janice are going to do that. And it's about hormonal health. Brilliant one. Okay, then there's a monthly event. So local, live, regional events. It's really great once you get a group going, and if you can work amongst a number of leaders together, promote a regular monthly event in your area. You know, I think Cheryl and David has probably had the longest monthly event in all of Australia, probably, on the Sunshine Coast. They've done an amazing job of promoting that, keeping that going all this time. Then there's the quarterly events, and the quarterly events are the AU Diamond events, and the corporate events. So we've just had the launch. Our next AU Diamond event is in June or July. Not quite sure what that is. It's on the Facebook page. And you want to be making sure that you've got a ticket to that next event. That's an important event, and that your people are getting tickets to that event. You want to be promoting the next quarterly event now. Okay, it's always about promoting the next big event. And then, of course, there's the annual events, and that's the Australian Envision, which we just had on the Gold Coast, which was awesome, and also Dallas. You know, Dallas, the next big ASEA International Convention. If you're at that level in your business where you're either really committed to, you know, becoming a diamond, building a huge business, or you're on that path to doing it, and you are in the ranks, or even Director 700, and you're really moving there, you know, really encourage you to get to that international convention. It's a game changer. It's a life-changing event. It certainly was for me. And I've got let's just mute you, Becky. Okay, so think about the 5 essential presentations and events to be consistently promoting as a part of your DMO as well. On-demand presentations, weekly presentations, monthly events, quarterly events, and annual events. Okay, so how's that sound? Simon Chan's also got another really cool quote, which is, if you're not earning, make sure you're learning. Okay, so if you're not earning, make sure you're doing a lot of education on your DMO. All right, are there any questions about the DMO? There's a few messages here. Oh, SMART goals. Thank you, Bob. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-based. Absolutely. Good on you, Bob. Thanks for contributing. Okay, so what was that? I see there's a question there. Do you think the current concerns with Facebook will lead to a change in how effective it is as a prospecting tool? I think that many people are doing a very poor job on Facebook, and if they continue to do that, that Facebook will respond. Facebook is not necessarily favorable to network marketing. We need to use it in a way that it's not overtly selling and overtly network marketing. It is actually providing value to people's lives, and it is actually creating relationships to people. So, yeah, you know, I'm seeing some groups which are just en masse adding people to their Facebook group. Not cool. No, to like a prospecting group, not cool. You always want to have a conversation and a discussion about, you know, if I had a way for you to look at how people are succeeding, would you like me to invite you to a group? So that's something to think about. Okay, now can you send me the document you have all the info on? Yes, I will put some of that. I'm going to put that information up in quite an extensive DMO, and we can put that in the Shine Bright team Facebook group under the files section. Okay, any other questions? Did I miss any? Unmute yourself if you've got a question. Hope that's been helpful. Keep you on track. Now, the other thing about with a DMO, stick it somewhere you can't ignore, right? Mine's there. My old one's there. Now I have an electronic one, and I also have my inspirational movie, my daily affirmation statement, which also have a part of my DMO. So put it somewhere very, very close. Put it in multiple places. There's no reason you can't put it on your fridge, put it in your bathroom, put it next to your desk. Any other questions? Oh, Elizabeth Smith, do you recommend to start a Facebook page for a seer? Elizabeth, are you talking about a business page or a personal page? I'm just trying to unmute you there. Can you unmute yourself?
Well, actually, I have a normal page with about 1,200 members and a Facebook biz page already, but not connected with a seer with about 350 people. I'm just trying to get my normal people over to my Facebook biz page, which has been doing other things. But now that I'm starting a seer, is it better to try and get my biz page now suddenly more and more moving to a seer, or is it better to start a total new one?
The way Facebook has changed recently is now business pages get very, very little organic traffic. So basically, to build following on a business page, you need to pay. So unless you're willing to do that, unless you're willing to pay for advertising, I wouldn't bother with a business page anymore. 6 months ago, that was not the teaching we were teaching. But I learned for online recruiting, I follow Simon Chan. He's massively successful, and that's what he's teaching today. Do it all on your personal page. Yeah, because you get organic reach, and that's what you really want. You really want stuff to go viral if you can, and that's that entertaining, inspiration kind of qualities. Yeah, and asking people to share as well. Facebook Live video is so much more powerful than posting as well. Great question. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, anyone else? Any other questions before we head off? No? Wow, look how many people there are. It's amazing. It's been a great night. Lots and lots of people. You're amazing. And so grateful for everything you do. I hope you got a lot out of tonight. And I hope that you can take the teachings that are appropriate for you and duplicate them. You know, there are some teachings about DMO in Genie, and all of the training in Genie is rapidly expanding, and that is our primary duplication model. So if you're not on Genie, highly encourage you to get involved with Genie, your business coach, and do the training, but also learn enough about the DMO, like a really simple one: 3 things for personal growth, 3 things for business orientated results, and pass it on and duplicate your business. It's not what you do in your business, it's what you duplicate that really counts. Yes, Jules.
Hi, Justin. Thanks for that. The prospecting through Messenger for through Genie, is that up and running now? Is it?
I saw it last night for the first time. I haven't unpacked my suitcase from Adelaide. I've been
either have I.
So, yeah, I'm still to explore it, but I saw it up and running yesterday.
Oh, cool.
I clicked on it and it went to a separate page in Messenger, and it looks like Genie's tracking that. So it looks like it's ready to go.
Okay, thanks.
We're probably going to have to refine that. There might be some.
There's no track yet.
Say again.
There's no track yet.
Okay, you got a terrible echo there, Nikki. Okay, so there's no tracking at the moment, but I'm sure that'll be fixed because that's the whole point of it. All right. So stay tuned, and yeah, Jenny's improving all the time. Any other questions? One new message. Thanks, Lena. Okay, wishes all the very best, and come back very soon, 8 o'clock. You've got a few minutes to do some prospecting, and see if you can get some people on the next call, which is all about women's health and hormonal health. And you've got David and Cheryl and Janice doing that one. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Love your work.
Bye. Thanks, Jeff.